So I haven't made a video on my TikTok about it yet, but I'm autistic. What is it like to be an autistic doctor? I think the good doctor does a good representation.
Don't cut him open.
If we don't...
We should insert an endovascular graft through his leg instead. Fix it from the inside out.
Deflating?
Can I do it?
Still a kid.
It will either work or it won't work. My idea is wrong. He'll die as soon as we complete this next step. You shouldn't have to live with that.
It'll either work or it won't. You shouldn't have to live with that. Autistic people are very straightforward. They're very blunt, and sometimes that can be misinterpreted. It's frustrating when people assign meaning and intentions to that bluntness. I feel a lot like the good doctor, except with more social awareness. I struggle with eye contact with people that I don't know. I get emotionally overwhelmed and I find it hard to self-soothe and to regulate. I have obsessive thoughts about situations where I feel misunderstood or where I'm embarrassed. It's really hard for me to calm down when I feel overwhelmed or trapped. I wake up almost every day anxious and I feel like my insides are vibrating. I feel like an alien and I feel like people don't know how to take me sometimes. I'm very honest, I'm incredibly blunt, and I'm very straightforward. My word choice is also very specific. Of course, I have my special interests of pharmacy, drugs, very good at connecting things and finding something that doesn't make sense. I have a lot of routines and I'm fairly rigid. For example, during school, I would go to the gym and I would walk 4 miles, and while I was walking, I would review my notes. I don't think I missed one day at the gym throughout my schooling. It wasn't like dedication, it was just habit. That's my routine. When I was a kid, my mom told me that I had to smile in pictures, and I didn't like smiling in pictures when I wasn't happy. I thought that was me being dishonest. Why would I smile if I wasn't feeling happy in that present moment? When I was a kid, I used to hold my breath every time I passed someone who was smoking, because smoking causes cancer. I can't breathe that in, not even a little bit. I never understood white lies. When I was a kid and people would tell me like, oh, my grandma died or my grandfather died, I would ask why, like how? I was curious and I didn't know that that was not an appropriate question. When I was really young, I used to have temper tantrums because I couldn't explain my emotions in words. My psychologist said that I had Asperger's, and I thought that was a funny name for it. Asperger's. I believe the term's been phased out though. On my report card as a kid, I would get needs improvement on handwriting. Like, how am I supposed to improve that? That's how it is. I remember one time as a kid, my parents brought me to a Chinese buffet. It was all you could eat. So I took about 45 orange slices and I squished them all into 1 cup to make orange juice. My parents were mad at me because I guess that's not appropriate. It was all you could eat, so I made orange juice. Getting older, I've realized how cruel the world really is. The world is cruel is an understatement. As an adult, I still struggle with certain situations sometimes. I remember one time our Xanax counts were off in the pharmacy, so the investigator was calling around the different pharmacists to talk to them. So the investigator called me one day and he was just starting the conversation, common pleasantries, and he was asking what I was doing, and I was like, well, I'm in the bathtub. And I think I made him uncomfortable because looking back, I think I was supposed to lie about that. What was I supposed to say? Splish splash, oh no, I'm just gardening. I guess I was supposed to have a little white lie on tap or something. I remember another time when I was a student, actually, a patient was picking up neomycin, oral neomycin for SIBO, small intestinal bowel overgrowth. Then she asked me if the medication had any side effects, and of course I brought up the black box warnings. Neurotoxicity, like ototoxicity and deafness and nephrotoxicity. I kind of went in, and I didn't need to do all that. Looking back, it's hard to reel it in and tell her, oh, well, that's the drug in general, and the oral absorption is actually very low. It was too late. I decided not to pick up. It's hard to explain to someone that the oral bioavailability was actually 3% after saying all that. So over the years, I've gotten a lot better at counseling patients and what is and isn't important information to bring up. I also have fixations with foods sometimes. During school, I think there was one year where I only ate PB&Js every day for lunch. I like PB&Js. I didn't need a variety. And then pancakes were also a thing. My girlfriend called me the pancake girl when she met me because that's kind of all I was eating. So yeah, my diet will sometimes only consist of 4 or 5 different foods at a time. Another thing is I only wear 3 or 4 different outfits. I only wear fit scrubs when I go to work. This isn't a fit scrubs promotion, but my promo code Katie10 will get you 10% off. But yeah, I don't feel comfortable in a lot of clothing. Right now I'm on a sleeveless hoodie tank top thing. So I have 3 or 4 of these, and that's all I really wear. I have some cargo pants and some basketball shorts too. Oh, and sweatpants. I was very specific with texture in school. I didn't wear jeans, I think, until my junior year of high school. I didn't like how it felt. It was very scratchy. They were more so jeggings, I guess. I struggle with connecting with people and forming friendships, relationships. But yeah, I just started making TikToks about a year and a half ago. This is all kind of new for me. It seems that a lot of you guys like my content. I think pharmacists are very smart and undervalued, underappreciated, underutilized. And a large goal of my page is to kind of broadcast what we do and hopefully expand our scope of practice and pay. And also, of course, respect. I think it's obvious in the community setting, the retail setting, how exploited pharmacists are and pharmacy staff, how mistreated they are by patients and the corporations alike, with the purposeful understaffing and throwing items at the pharmacy staff and just letting loose in the pharmacy all of your frustrations. So yeah, I'm glad that you guys are following me on this little journey on my TikTok page, because I want to bring everything out in the open, from prescribing errors to medication errors to patient abuse, the hierarchy placed in healthcare, the bureaucracy of insurance, how antiquated laws restrict the practice of pharmacists.